Hey, roller bats. Terry here from the Bat Cave, and I'm here today to talk about the Powerslide Next 80s. One of the reasons why I wanted to purchase a urban skate is because I didn't have one. I haven't had a plastic molded boot skate in over 20 years. I think they were the Bauer X3s or something like that. They had a lace plastic boot and an ankle cuff with the strap. So here I am today, years later, because if you watch my first video, I talked about the fact that I've always used a hockey boot type of inline skate, and exclusively Bauer, actually, for over 20 years, 25 years now. I still love the skate that I had reviewed. That X Pro 2 is a great skate. It's an agile skate. It's a nimble skate. But it was a bit sensitive in terms of the damage it took. Now, I don't think the skate itself would fall apart, but it does not have the crash guards that the older roller hockey boots had. The problem, I think, was that they decided to use the same boot that the pro skaters wear on the roller hockey boot. The ice hockey boot and the roller hockey boot are the same. So they decided not to put the crash guards on it, which really starts to damage the skate on at least just the exterior. It has a foil design and it's just getting crappy. But I also wanted a pair of curb crashers. I wanted to start expanding the things that I did on skates. Now, the Powerslide Next 80s come with a very, very unique thing. The Trinity mounting system. Now, Powerslide's unique mounting system, which is a 3-point mounting system, hence the name. So you have a screw here, and a screw here, as opposed to the traditional mounting system, which would be a screw under here into the boot from the frame, and then under here into the heel, which is actually still here, so it's here and there. 3 points. Outside of the foot, inside of the foot. Where you put your edges back and forth or in and out, you're going to put pressure on the outside of your foot. So as opposed to the traditional mounting system where it'd be in the middle, it's holding on to the frame. There's probably going to be some flex there. As far as frames go, I mean, these are good frames. These are the elite frames. They are a alloy, maybe airplane grade aluminum, 80 millimeter frame. It's a full flat setup, so not rockered or anything like that. But there's always good power transfer. Everybody likes to say that, but I think a lot of frames nowadays, especially for an intermediate skate and above, are going to have good power transfer. But this is different. So this brings the wheels lower, so you have a lower center of gravity, a little more control, more stability, but also since you're putting the pressure on those points, it's not in the middle of the skate, so there's zero flex between the boot and the skate itself. You're really putting it directly into the frame. So true power transfer, as I feel, on those points of the skate. And it makes you much more nimble. See here that there's a channel here, right in there, where I'm pushing my finger in. There's a plastic insole. It is not the sole of the boot itself, but a plastic insole that allows the wheel to be pushed in or to sit inside the boot a little bit. It's not fully in, but this second wheel actually sits inside it. So you can see that just inside the boot there. It does not touch that insole at all, but it does allow the skate to sit lower. So if you can see that, this boot itself is much lower. The frame is much lower to the ground than an average frame. The skate itself, as I said, is plastic molded boot. It's got a standard 45-degree cuff, aluminum buckle with the release. If I can push it there. The cuff itself has the same standard strap, plastic buckle with some very kind of weak metal here. You can see that I've scuffed this up quite a bit. Interesting detail is the wraparound crash guard. Gets roughed up pretty quick. It is replaceable. It's a little bit different than the average crash guard you'll see on something like the Flying Eagle skates or the Sebas or some K2s. they'll have the two little screws and where you can mount them onto the side of the skate. Those are great too. But I thought this was unique as it wraps around the entire skate. And just like the others, it is replaceable and removable right there. There's a screw and another screw is there. They cost about $12. I got an extra set once I started scuffing these up. And same with the universal straps, universal strap, another $8, whatever. You can get those from proskatersplace.com or inlinewarehouse.com. The skate itself, in terms of cost, this particular skate I had to get from Inline Warehouse. I do have the identical skate. I have another pair that I bought from skatepro.com. Except it took forever to get here, and I was impatient. It is winter here in Long Island, New York. These were coming in November. I wanted to take advantage of as much outside time as I could, given the outside season was coming to an end. These took an extra 2.5 weeks to get here. So I overnighted these because I was impatient. And I got the same ones because I didn't know if these were going to be canceled. They were lost. But the international shipping is absolutely horrendous. So they get stuck in customs. Then they go to a what do they call that? Not a depot, but an area where they have to then be shipped out after they clear customs. So it does take a while. From skatepro.com, they were $259 and free shipping and no tax. Inline Warehouse was about $300. I think like $330 or something like that. So not terribly priced for what I think is an intermediate to advanced style skate. They have air vents here. There's an air vent in the back, but what you can see here is that see that line here in between the openings? That is that plastic sole that I was referring to, insole I was referring to before. That is not the bottom of the liner. And underneath there is a shock absorber. So I haven't checked if it's removable or not, but for the most part, you'll appreciate that it's there. These are heat moldable liners. These are MyFit liners, quality liner. There's a lot of cushion here. It's a bit firm, but it will protect you and make you feel comfortable for sure. It is the Recall liner, which is interesting to call your product a Recall. But you see the little logo, little flame there, which means that it's heat moldable. I did heat mold both of the skates. Actually, I did it twice. I have a high arch. It will seriously cut down the break-in time, but also take care of any sore spots for the most part. The liner itself comes very, 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 very fitted to your foot. I think that's by design, and then you're going to heat mold it, and it'll be perfect to your foot. The toe box itself is a large toe box. The design of the skate is kind of interesting. It is a unique-looking skate. I would say this is their intermediate skate. You have the Zoom, you have the Next, among others, and you have like the Taub and the HC Evo. I thought it looked like a tennis shoe a bit, or maybe a tuxedo shoe. So this is your formal wear skate. I think it kind of looks like a Doc Martin. Now that I'm looking at it, like as I show it to the camera and look at myself, talk to myself, I see that it kind of looks like a Doc Martin, which is kind of cool. The color schemes they have an all black version. They have a white version with a purple chassis, some interesting stuff. But I believe they also make a 90. They also make another gray Next pair. Talk about that in another video. It's got a couple of different features in a different frame. But this Elite frame can take a beating. It has the single screw axles like a lot of skates have nowadays. So as opposed to those Bauer frames where I have a screw on one side and have to undo the Allen bolt or axle on the other side of it, this is just one right into the frame screw. I always suggest finding the size of your axle and buying some spares. I've had some fall out, not for myself, but my daughters managed to lose one. I still don't know how, but had to go buy another one. And they're relatively affordable, like $2 to $5. It's not bad. But this is a solid quality frame. These are ABEC 9 bearings. Free spin's pretty good. Free spin's not everything, as I always say, but quality wicked bearings. You can't complain that any part of this skate was skimped on, except one part, the wheels. Now, these are not the stock wheels. And the other skate, the indoor wheels, these are actually light up Flying Eagle laser wheels. Doesn't really come out in the video that clearly. However, the Powerslide spinner wheels are what comes on this skate. They are white. They are terrible. I didn't like them at all. They shoot up very quickly, and if you can see here how this gets like ragged and like fuzzy almost, that happened to the wheels pretty quickly. So I just didn't think it was a good wheel. It was poured okay. It's a round wheel. It's not quite bullet profile. What I have on here, maybe I'll do a review on these at some point, but these are the Calvin Kalkin 88A wheels, TV show, I think they're called. They're round profile, but they are a solid wheel. I mean, I have put these through the ringer. I do a lot of power stops on both sides. I'm trying to really work on my weak sides, whether it's power slides or power stops. And you know, they wear pretty evenly, so they don't look like a round profile anymore. But I will say that these are the longest lasting wheels I've ever had on a skate. I just really, really dig them. I did buy a pair of the Aeon 80s, the 2022 version. Those come with undercover wheels, which I heard were better. They kind of look like the spinners, but it's a bit of a bullet profile, it's a slim profile wheel on that skate. I think I'm going to take the Calvin Kalkins, put them on there, because I would want a wider wheel to use on an aggressive skate. Those are 80 millimeter wheel aggressive skates, the hybrid skates. But the color scheme, which I don't like on these wheels, the only thing I really don't like, I like that they're gray or dark gray, but I don't like this color scheme. But it does match the black, or the gray and gold does match the Aeon 80 design, so I'll probably throw those on the Aeon 80s. There isn't much more I'm going to say about this skate other than I really do enjoy skating this skate. I would think that this is definitely an intermediate to advanced user type of skate, but if it was your first skate, it's a quality skate. You're not going to go wrong. I think you're getting what you pay for here. It's not cheap, but I don't think it's overly expensive, because if you're looking into skates and you're learning about them and you're looking at things like the Trinity mount system and all that good stuff, then you know that you're going to have to pay a little bit more than like $100 for a decent pair of skates. So these are highly recommended. The only thing is that they're a bit difficult to get in and out of. That's kind of a con, but you know, you like a tight fit. As I said, you get a lot of room in the toe box here. You're going to be able to wiggle your toes. The only problem with that is that if you ever do tricks that on the front wheel, there's going to be a lot of there's going to be a little bit of instability there. Moving forward on that and having a little bit of room in the toe box, your foot feels it's going forward a little bit, even if you're locked in. Little strange. In both sets that I have, one is more difficult to put on than the other, which makes no sense. But I did take these to the rink. These are the ones that came from Denmark. I don't know how they were stored, but I think there was something up with the way they were stored, because these wax laces, which give you control and how tight, where you want to really put a little bit more pressure on that foot, snapped. And I only wore them a few times into the rink. These, tons of times outside, haven't snapped the lace. Same exact lace. And the morning that I received on my front door the Powerslide laces, I bought gray, I bought black, so exact same laces. I didn't bring them to the rink, and I snapped my lace. I knotted it off. It's still knotted here. You can see that I knotted it off like this. And went to skate. Went back the next week to the rink. Then the other skate snapped. Except this time, while I was tying my skate, I punched myself in my face. So I did what you're supposed to do when you punch yourself in your face, which is you first look around and make sure that no one saw you punch yourself in your face. And fortunately, no one saw that. I didn't really injure myself. I hit myself like right here, right underneath my nose. I hurt for a bit when I was eating later, but no visible injuries. I don't know why that happened. it's very rare that I have a snap a lace that early on, and I certainly was not putting like an undue amount of pressure, an unexpected amount of pressure on the laces. So I don't know why that happened only on the skates from Denmark. So it might have to do with the way it was stored. I don't know if they dried out or something. It's just very weird. But you know, that's a fixable thing. But so the big problem is getting in and out. Even when these are fully open, the laces are fully open, fully wide. I don't have a large foot. This is the perfect size for me. Just to note, they come in kind of like a half size range. So this is like 8.5 to 9, I think. Or sorry, this is a 7.5 to 8 US. So they have a bit of an expanse between the sizes that you can kind of fit into. So maybe that's why the toe box is a little bit big to account for that, but nonetheless, it is a quality skate. I highly recommend it. I've been having a lot of fun with these skates. I certainly look forward to getting my HC Evos so I can put that Trinity frame in there. But the Trinity mount system, I highly recommend. You're going to feel a difference when you're in this skate. So just a word about my channel, because this is the third video, and I have a lot of videos that I need to edit, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I am a lawyer by trade, so my time is somewhat limited, and whatever time that I have, I try to get on my skates. Now I'm trying to catch up with the videos that I've shot. Nothing too crazy that I've been filming since the summer. I had injured my knee, or both knees actually, in different ways at different times, and they both hurt, and I'm wearing knee braces. So I'm not doing anything crazy in terms of jumps and stuff like that because I'm old and broken. But I hope to be on the mend soon with all of that and get back into some more interesting things on skates than just skating. I can still skate fast. I can still maneuver as well as I ever have. It's just doing things that put a little bit more torsion on my knees and a little bit more pressure, like jumping and things like of that sort. That is what's causing me some problems and a little slowdown in terms of where I want to be right now. But as far as my skill sets, I've been trying to acquire other skills that won't necessarily require me to jump, things like soul slides, and I wasn't really a big fan of power slides, even though I've been power stopping for over 20 years. I've added that, and it's been fun kind of learning these new things, and I hope with these endless blades I can try a little bit of wizard skating, although they're not quite the wizard frames and a large rocker or progressive rocker type of skate, but I'm looking to try new things. Do I have a video of me skating with these? Yes, I do. I have a video of my son and I, Connor, skating over at Jones Beach. Particularly Cedar Creek Park has a nice path that goes from Cedar Creek Park all the way to the Jones Beach Concert Center. It's about 6 miles. It's a great trail. If you live in New York, if you live near Long Island, it is a great trail to skate. There's also a roller rink, which is about 50 yards. It's a rectangle, but it is specifically an outdoor roller rink, which is a good place. It's nice and flat. It's a gritty surface, so there's a lot of grip there. It'll tear your wheels up pretty fast if you're doing power slides and power stops and stuff like that, but it is a great place to learn if you happen to live in that area. So it's also snowing right now, so there's not a lot of outdoor skating for me since it's the winter. I don't really film myself in the rink. That's probably really boring to you guys. If you're into skating, you're looking for something interesting or some news or some information, me skating in a circle is not going to be that fascinating unless I'm being chased by like a pack of wolves or something. But my potential death aside while I'm skating in a roller rink, I do have some video that I shot with a GoPro Max. I almost said Fusion. Fusion's the old one. I had that one too. With a GoPro Max with my son and I over near Jones Beach. So I'll end the video with that. And I hope you guys stay safe, and I hope you still stay in skate. Let's do this. Come on, bud. Ugh. All right, we are at Jones Beach in a mystery part. The camera will probably break before we're done since I already fell over here. It's a little bit of rough going, a little easier on these skates. So turn right, bud. Whee! What do we got going on here? Got the Wanta and the Jones Beach Concert Center over there, and some sort of concrete area here. Yeah, let's skate through. Let's see what's here. main beach part. I think there's another tunnel down there. So just watch your going down the hill. It's a little bumpy. There's a bit of a lip there, watch out. I almost caught it. Let's check out over to the beach over here. It's like 2 inches off the ground. How'd you miss it? I'm not sure if I want to go that way. It's a bit bricky. I don't know. You want to go that way, or you want to take the other part of the trail?
My leg hurts now.
Because you fell?
Yeah, I don't know why he hurts now.
Come on, let's keep going. This is a little bendy there. Those idiots on the bike didn't stay on one lane either, so let's get back to a smoother surface. Oy. So Tobay Beach is that way, and then we can go back. What do you feel like doing, bud? We're at exactly 0 miles. Want to head back? Of course you do. Okay, let's do this. A little bit of a decline here. You can relax into it. Assholes on bikes coming. There's one guy coming. All right, why don't you see if you can jump this gap onto the concrete? Ready? Right there.
What gap? Like the grass? What gap?
Yeah, the grass, that's what it's talking about.
What gap?
The grass, that's what it's talking about.
You can't jump there.
It's a joke. Try to stay in this lane. It's a little bit smoother than that other crap over here. all crappy here. So just keep an even stride so we get back to the main road. Oh. Lots of seams here. Oh, almost out of this crap. Ooh, thread the needle. Thread the needle. And, oh, well, actually, different kind of crap here. All right. Here's the Jones Beach Concert Center. Lots of good bands play here. Lots of good musical acts. I have never seen a single one. Just never made it out here, except to skate. So we did the first part from Cedar Creek Park all the way to Jones Beach. Now we are headed back to Cedar Creek Park. It's about 5 or 6 miles, give or take.